In the last program, we have seen how to display your name. Okay, we will continue with the same thing. I am opening the file, new. Now, I will do another program to display your name and address. Okay, for this, first, what we have to do? We have to do hash include hash include stdio.h. Afterwards, you have to define int main. Afterwards, open curly brace. And now we have to use output statement. What is output statement? Printf. In printf, I have to define my name first, Shiva. Okay. In the next, I am taking one more printf statement to display the address. Okay, so what is opposite to post office, and I am taking one more printf statement. Okay, print is the printf output statement, output function. Okay, now church road, and printf pin code is a pin code of Shirva. Is a double question Shirva 574116. Which covers Kapur, right? Printf Kapur Taluk, and district is which is our district? And printf which is our state, Karnataka. Okay, this is the way you are defining. Afterwards, you are closing the parenthesis. So as you know, we have to definitely hash include stdio.h, right? So what is the name of the program? To display the address of the student, okay, but I am taking here the address of student. Here we are using address, okay, address of a college. You can type your address. So we have to write compulsory hash include stdio.h. Afterwards, main function is compulsory. Every C program is from main function. So it is output function. Okay, all these output function, whatever you have written, it will display as it is. Okay, if you are using the int main function, what you have to do before closing the program, you have to use return statement. So after the return statement, what you have to do? You have to save. Go to the file, save, and give it as address dot. While saving, dot C is compulsory. After that, you just press the OK. So if all the program exists, it will be replaced. Now, after running the program, what we have to do? We have to compile. So how to compile? F9. Okay. So is there errors? No errors. So for example, I will show that. Suppose if I remove the semicolon, if every program it is statement, every state is the end semicolon, I know the statement saving. So if 2 is also working, right? See, if 2 is same, and I am compiling. If I compile, I am identifying the errors. Got it? So I am just hitting that and identifying what is the error. So line 13, this is line 13, we are missing that semicolon. So wherever the error is exist, that in the next line it is the control will come. So you just go through there and type appropriate corrections. Afterwards you have to save. I am pressing the F2 and yes. Afterwards I have to compile. Okay, well, how to compile? Alt F9. After compiling, we do not have any errors. After that, we have to run our program. How to run program? Control F9. After the Control F9, finish. If you want to view the result, then you press the Wi-Fi. So if you press the Wi-Fi, you are getting the output, but you see it will come one screen, one line after another. So now what we have to do is we have to make line by line things. If I want to do that line by line, please observe here. Already in theory, we have explained /n. Okay, if I made it as a /n, you can identify what it will happens. Now I am making it as a /n. Now I will make it as a /n. Now I will make it as a /n. Okay, and I am making it as a /n. Yes. Okay, now I am making it as a /n. After doing the modification, what you have to do? You have to save it. Once again, go for here, compile it, and come to the run and run it. Okay, so afterwards you have to type to view the result. Alt F5. You are seeing here the old output is also exist and a new output is also exist, so it get confusion, right? To remove these confusions, we have to monitor our output screen. If we want to monitor our output screen, we have to use one more header file, that is hash include conio.h. If you use the hash include conio.h, conio stands for, I'm giving the single comment, okay, console input output header file. Okay, so by using this console input output header file, you are monitoring your screen, you are managing your screen. So console stands for your input and output. Okay, afterwards we have to use one function. Already I have told what is a function, right? Function is a self-contained subpart of a program which is used to do well-defined task. So we have to use this clear screen function. By using this, you are clearing the screen. Okay, to clear the screen, we have to use header file. Afterwards, you have to save, go to the compile. Now it is compiled and come to the run. Now run your program. Okay, yes. Now to view the result, what key we have to use? Alt F5. If you hit that Alt F5 to view the result, then you will, in your screen, you will identify the old outputs are cleared and only the new output is viewing. Okay, so then what is the usage of a /n? To display the information in next line. Suppose if I make it as a /t, if I make it as a /t, please observe here, I am making it as /t. If I made it as a /t, what happens? It will give tab spaces. Okay, now let me see here, /t here, /t here, /t here, it is a /t and /t. Okay, so if I made it as a /t, what it will happens? You just notify here. So it is backslash constant. These are very, very important. So these are to use in our program. Alt F, save, yes, Alt F9. Is there any error? No error. Now we have to run. Control F9. After that, to view the result, what key we have to hit? Alt F5. So if you hit, your information will be appear in the form of tab spaces. Clear? Got it? Yes. So that is the usage of /n and /t. Okay. Now we will do some program related to print your mux card. Okay. So your mux card consists of some pattern. Before that, I will show you how to print some formats. Okay. Go to the file, take the new, and now I am writing the question. Our task is to print this format 1. In the next line 1 2, please observe here, not using here. Okay, give here 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. So we have to print this format. Then how to print this format? By using simple printf statement. By using simple printf function. Okay, so first you have to write this hash include stdio.h and hash include conio.h, and I'm using void main instead of int main. If I use the int main, I have to write what I have to write. I have to write return statement at the end. Instead of a return, what I'm doing is I'm making one statement. Okay, after one, what we have to do? Control move to the next line. After one, control has moved to the next line. For that, what I have to do here? /n. Okay, afterwards you have to close it, save. Okay, so printf and 1 2 should be within a double quotation and /n, isn't it? Clear? Yes. Now one more printf now within double quotation 1 2 3 /n double quotation bracket semicolon. Now printf bracket open 1 2 3 4 /n double quotation bracket close. Okay, print f double quotation 1 2 3 4 5 slash n. Okay, now you are closing the parenthesis. That's all. Okay, if you are using the clear h, what you have to do? You have to use the clear script. Suppose if I had not done, what happens? Let me see. Okay, I am first. What we have to do after typing the program, we have to save it. How to save? Go to the file menu and click the save option and give the name. This is format, right? Form1.c. I'm giving it as a form1.c, right? So now compile. How to compile? Alt F9. I'm having one error. Let us see what is that. An error. Unexpected end of a file. So what is the unexpected end of a file? If you see, please observe, this is also an error we have got because of we have not closed our comment. Okay, please observe here, we have not closed our comment. What is a comment? Comments are non-executable statement. If you did a modification, then what you have to do? You have to go to the file, save and compile. How to compile? Alt F9 and run. Control F9. Now we can see, right? So now how to view the result? Alt F5. If I press the Alt F5, I am identifying the old output also. Why? Because we have not given the clear screen function. Okay, after the entering the block, what you have to do? You have to give the clear screen function. Afterwards you have to save, compile and run. Okay, afterwards you have to view the result. Alt F5. Now you are seeing the format. Okay, clear? Yes. Now let me see. Now you want to print this format. 1 2 3. You just tell me what we have to do here. Okay, what I have to do? You just suggest me, I will do that. What I have to do here? In program, after the one I have get tab space, right? So please observe here, I am modifying /t. So /t afterwards 2. Okay, now let me check once again. F2 F9 control F9. Afterwards, to view the result every time, what we have to do? Alt 5. Instead of that, if I use one statement at the end, that is get ch. If I did get ch, we need not to press this Alt F5 function. Okay, now let us see Alt F9 and control F9. Directly we are getting our output. So you know what is the usage of /t, isn't it? Yes. Now I am making here the format, right format. How to do that? By typing /t followed by /t. Now here also we have to do /t followed by /t followed by /t, and here also we have to do /t /t. Okay, now we are saving this and compiling and running. So we have need not to be Alt F5 to view the result. Now you understand what is the usage of ch. Okay, instead of viewing the result by pressing Alt F5, you can view the result by using getch function. The meaning of getch function is written in code.h. Okay, so likewise you can define your own formats. Also you can create your own formats. Okay, for example, I will give you one more format. You try at home. File, new. For example, you have to display this format. Okay, please make a note. The format is serial number, name of the student, class and address. Now here 1, here ABC, DCA, Kapoor, 2, BBC, DCA, Delman, 3, some DDD, DCA, Khatpadi, and so on. Okay, likewise you have to display this format. You just try it. Okay, you will get an idea. Okay, if you don't get an idea, I will explain you. Okay, you just try at home. If you have any doubts, you can clarify with me. Program you have to do, and another sample program is, let you try to print this format. Okay, now 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 1 2 and 1. So you just try this format. This is the second program you can try at home. Okay, and also one more program I want to give you. Okay, 1 1 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so sorry, here not is a 1. I want to make 1 is here. Okay, 1 1 2 1 2 1 2 3 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, let's try to print this format. So these are the programs you try with using simple. Okay, so you just try it. You just locate over here. First program is this one, make a copy, and the second program is this, and third program is this. You just try. Okay, by using simple printf statements. Okay, workouts, work it out. Okay, yes. So if you are finished, we will move to simple programs. Now we want to display simple programs, right? Now I am moving to explain your data types we have taken, right? Let me explain the sample programs related to your programs. Now I'm explaining the sample program, that is sample program to addition of two numbers. Okay, clear? Yes, I hope you understand this concept. Now I'm writing hash include, and see the case and right, they're not supposed to use uppercase. Hash include stdio.h, hash include conio.h, and hash include, sorry, void main. I'm using void main instead of int main, as I told you. Now addition of two numbers, right? First I'm defining it int a comma b comma c. Okay, or else I'm writing int first comma second comma third, right? So as we know, this is the declaration of to declare. I am taking it as a comma b comma c, declaration of variables of type integer. So your ABC are integer data type. Okay, it stores integer value. Now after the declare here, you have to write a clear screen function. So after the clear screen function, we have to assign value to a variable. A is equal to 10. Okay, assigning value to a variable. Okay, b is equal to 20. Here also I am doing assigning a value to a variable. Okay, now we have to process, right? C is equal to a plus b. Okay, this is processing statement. Afterwards what we have to do, we have to display the value. I am displaying printf a is equal to %d double quotation comma A. So you are seeing here, because %d is a control string to display integer value. Okay, so whatever the information we paste within the double quotation, it will appear as it is, but here the %d won't appears, and after comma we are having the variable. What is the value in that variable? A 10. It will display like that. Okay, clear? Afterwards I am doing printf b is equal to %d double quotation b. Okay, you know what is the usage of a %d, because it is an integer data type. Okay, next I am displaying printf sum of two numbers is equal to %d double comma c. Okay, afterwards if you want to display the output, get ch. Yes, please observe here, whatever the information you have represented within a double quotation, it will appear the same, and whatever the value is existing in A, B, C, you can print by separating a comma. Okay, afterwards I'm saving this file. Now this is an addition program add.c. I'm giving it as an add.c. Yes, afterwards what we have to do? Compile. Alt F9. Is there any errors? No errors. Control F9. Is there any errors? No. So here you are identifying within a one line, you are getting the result. A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, sum of two numbers is 30. Okay, so likewise you are getting the output. Suppose if I want to get the information line by line, then where we have to use our new line? So after the %d we have to use a /n. After the %d you have to use a /n. Okay, after that it is fine. I don't think so. Let me check once again. F2, Alt F9, Control F9. Okay, yes, A is equal to 10, B is equal to 20, C is equal to 30. You are getting the addition of two number. Now you are clear. Suppose if I want to do the subtraction of two number, what I have to do? I have to change here, right? I have to change the program. So for this I am going here, and you have to type really, but you are not supposed to follow. Okay, don't follow it. I am making it is sub.c. So here I am making the change as minus. It is minus. Okay, so now the question is subtraction of two number is %d. Okay, so this is of addition. Here I make it as a subtraction of two numbers. Subtraction of two numbers. Okay, yes, you're clear now. Now you see, I'm going to file and save. If your mouse is not working, you just use Alt F and save it and compile it and run it. Okay, after running that, you are getting the output 10 minus 20, it is minus 10. The answer is correct. Okay, so you are process the data in integer. Suppose if I make it as a float. Okay, if it is making as a float, then you just observe what are the changes we require to do. Float ABC, then I'm storing A as a 10, B as a 20 is equal to minus B. Here we have to change the control string. Suppose if I not change that, then what happens? Here the declaration of a variable of type is I have specified. I'm showing it is for float. Okay, now let's just see what are the difference, what are the changes we identify. Now this program consists of an error. Please make a note. Okay, let me check what are the errors. I'm pressing Alt F9. No. First I have to save. I'm saving and I'm compiling. After the compiling, I not get any error, but I'm running. Please observe here. Control F9. Then what you are getting output here is 0. Is 0. Subtract number is 0. Why? Because this is an integer value. Got it? Yes. In this program, you are not identifying the error, but you are not getting the proper output. These kinds of error is called as logical errors, not as an system errors. System errors means in your program, if it is having syntax errors. If any semicolon that missing, it is a syntactical error. Now I am making 0.0, it is a floating point. 10.0, it is a floating point value. Right. Now I'm saving. Okay. Let me once again Alt F9, Control F9. though I'm getting the value. Why? Because here when you are displaying, it is a float data type. For float you have to use percentile f. Okay, for the float the control string is a percentile f. Please make a note. Okay, now it is percentile f. Okay, yes. Now let me check once again whether I'm getting the output or not. On F9, is there any mistakes? Yes, you know, you have identified that mistake. Okay, now 10.12456. This is precision numbers. We have given only the two precision numbers, but system is accepting as 6 precision numbers. Okay, after the point values, whatever the point values is treated as a precision numbers. Yes. Now I am not getting the result. Why? Because if you observe here, I have not here, right. Okay. Here it is percentile f, and I'm saying here and compiling once again and running and viewing the result. Now you are getting the result. Okay, so likewise you can calculate multiplication and division. Okay, so this is the simplest way you can create a simple programs. Okay, we have done addition and subtraction of two numbers in integer as well as in your uh, float data also. Okay, yes, hope you understand this concept. We will continue with next class. Okay, yes. In this, I will show you how to download your Turbo C++ editor and identify your system. Okay, first I have to identify what is the bit system of my computer. If I see here, it is a 64-bit operating system. Got it? It is a 64-bit operating system, so hence we have to download 64-bit operating system of a Turbo C++ editor. I'm typing Turbo C++ for Windows 10 because it is Windows operating system. Okay, Windows 10 64-bit. If I click here, I'm getting here one link. You just click it and go to this site and click the download here. Okay, after downloading it will start get downloading. After getting download, you have to wait. Yes, it has downloaded. Now I'm showing it in your folder. I have want to extract it because it is in the zip format. Okay, so open with or extract. Okay, open. Let me open now. I'm double clicking it and here it has to extract, right? So I'm just here clicking here extract to folder. It has extracted here Turbo C32. I'm clicking here. It consists of Turbo C++ or it is having a setup. Okay, just click the setup. After clicking the setup, just go to the next. I accept the terms and license. Go to the next and install and click the S. So you just click the finish. Once you clicked finish, we have to see whether it has started or not. So I'm minimizing all my window. I'm here showing. I'm getting the icon as a Turbo C++. Here I have to click for start Turbo C++. So I have got this. First, after opening this, you just close all. Yes, in the last class we have seen the addition of two numbers, subtraction of two numbers in integer as well as a float. Let me see your character data type. This will show This is a sample program of a character data type. Okay, sample program of character data type. So what is the character data type? Let me see. Okay, to do that, what we have to do, we have to type hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h and void main. Okay, afterwards we have to open, as we know what is the character. What is the character? A letter or a digit or a special symbol enclosed in single quotation is called as character data type, isn't it? First you have to declare the character data type. I am still declaring character A. Okay, so this is the declaration of a character data type. Now we want to assign a value to a character, and here I am storing. Then how to declare the character? Within a single quotation we have to give the value. After that you have to give we have stored. After that what we have to do, we have to display the value. I am using the printf function, right? By using this printf function you can display, right? If I want to display, I have to use this control string. Okay, the character output is equal to within double quotation, and we have to give the control string C. Why? For the character we have to use the control string %C. Okay, so in which variable where I have stored that W? In A. So I have to display the A. Afterwards I am closing that and giving that semicolon, and before closing that we have to learn getch, right? What is the purpose of getch? To, instead of hitting the output screen, you are getting the output. Now the question arises where we have to use the clear screen. Here the clear screen we have to use after the variable declaration. Okay, if you are doing the integer or all these programs, you have to use these kinds of clear screen after the variable declaration. So afterwards you have to store this. Before that, just a minute. Yes, let us continue with our program here. Okay, so what we are doing, we have to display this output. Before that, after typing this program, we have to save it. How to save? By typing the F2. It is the sample program of character, right? Sam, I am giving sam.c. After saving that, you have to compile it. Alt F9 and run it. Control F9. So what you are getting, the output is W. Suppose if you make a mistake in displaying, if you made it as a D, please make a note. I have not explained this. In character you can use %D control string. It will display ASCII values of W. Okay, now I am modifying, I am saving. Once again I am saving this file and I am compiling and I am running my program. Control F9. So what I am getting here, 119. Yes, now I am coming to the directly. We have not explained the concept of bits and bytes, right? Here, yes, now we will explain this bits and bytes. What is a bit and what is a byte, and how computer will understand the information typed by you. Okay, so for this I am just taking one word file. Let me take one word file. Yes, so I hope it is visible. If it is not, let me make some larger. Yes, now in the starting class we know what is a bit. Bit means either 0 or 1, right? Either 0 or 1 is said as 1 bit. Computer can only understand binary language. binary language which are in the form of a bit. Bit means either 0 or 1. Okay, so this 0 and 1 is nothing but a 0 means off, 0 means off, and 1 means on. 1 means on. So if you are typing any information, we do not know whether the computer understand any other language. No, it only understand zeros and ones of language only. So hence, whenever we are typing information from the keyboard, it can understand only zeros and ones, but we are unable to understand zeros and ones, right? For this, what we have done means we are using ASCII values, ASCII codes. So then what is an ASCII code? ASCII code stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. Okay, ASCII stands for American Standard Code for Information Interchange. By using this, they have given certain codes for the keyboards. Okay, by using this ASCII code, I can represent 256 characters. I can represent 256 characters. Within this 256 characters, we can recognize the sum of the languages. Okay, for example, if you are typing small a to small z, first capital A to capital Z, then capital A value starts at 65 and capital Z value ends at 90. Okay, then let me see how computer is recognizing whenever I'm hitting 65. If I make as a 65 binary, right? What is a binary? Binary means 2. Binary means 2. Computer understand only binary language, right? What are those? 0 and 1. So for this, what I have to do is we have to use we have to use 65 divided by 2. Okay, for example, you are familiar, I think so. 65 divided by 2. Let me wait, I will show you. Right is not there, where we have to go. 65 by 2. Okay, let me see here. Normal text, I am going here. 65 insert shape I am taking as yeah, how to take 65 divided by 2. For example, we are taking like this, right? Yes. Now if I divided with 2, then how we are getting? 2 3 is 6 and 2 2 is 4 and remainder is 1. In the same sense, if I divided that, 2 1 is 2, 2 6 is 12 and remainder is 0, and 2, if I did that by 2, 2 8 is 6, sorry, 2 8 is 16 and remainder is 0, and 2 4 is 8 and remainder is 0, 2 2 is remainder is 0, and 2 1 is remainder is 0. Okay, now if you see here, for the representation of 65 in the ASCII value, its equivalent is, it is a binary digit, it is a decimal digit, right? So I'm showing it in the form of a decimal with representation of a 10 as a suffix, representation of 10 of a suffix. Okay, yes, this is a suffix, and the 65 of 10, how we are representing? 2 3, we have to go from back to top, down to top, G1 let us see how the computer we can understand this binary digit as a decimal digit as a binary. 65 to the power of 10, it indicates this is the number I'm indicating in, I'm giving the equal to first. Okay, so what is this? 65 in the decimal digit. Decimal digit can be represented with 0 through 9, and but it is representing by 10. Now we have to understand the final output. Here what is this our final output? 40, and if you divide it by 4, then what we are getting? It is 2 2 is 4 and remainder 0, and 2 1 is 2 remainder 0, and if I divided the 1, then it is 0 followed by the remainder 1. Okay, so now we have to start from bottom to top. Now 65 is a binary decimal number, so the notation of a decimal is a 10. In representation of a binary, it will come as 1 0 0. Please observe here, 1 0 0 0 3 4 5 and 6, right? 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 5 and 1. Yes, now to represent this, we are going to be using, whether it is a 65 or not, we will do it with 2 power values. Okay, so what is the value of this? Let me check for the verification. This is a 2 power, and I'm giving here 2 0 2 1 2 2 2 3 2 4 2 5 2 6. With how many bits are there? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, right? 2 power 7. Yes, it is a fault. We'll cut here 2 power 0. I want to make it as a superfix, and I will cut here and come to here, and 2 power 1, 2 power 2, 2 power 3, 2 power 3. Okay, here it is missed, I think so. 2 power 4, 2 power 5, 2 power 6 and 2 power 7. Okay, so for this, please observe here, I am taking here 2 power 0 here. Control X, this value is 2 power 0. This value is 2 power 0, and this value is 2 power 1, this value is 2 power 2, and this value is 2 power 3, and this value is 2 power 4, and this value is 2 power 5, and this value is 2 power 6, and we now don't need 2 power 7, right? So what is the value of 2 power 0? If you see here, 2 power 0 value is 1. 2 power 0 value is 1, plus what is the value of 2 power 1? It is 2, plus what is the value of 2 power 2? 4, plus what is the value of 2 power 3? 6, plus what is the value of 2 power 2 power 3? It is 8. 2 power 3 is 8, 2 power 4 is 16, 2 power 5 is 32, 2 power 6 is 64, right? Now let us see 2 power value is 1, 1 into 1, 1 here into is representing star, 1 into 1, and 0, 2 into 0, and 4 into 0, okay, and 2 power 1, 2 into 0, 4 into 0, and 8 into 0, 16 into 0, 32 into 0, okay, into 0, and 16 into 0, and 32 into 0, right, plus 64. Got it? Yes, 2 power 1, 2 power 0 value is 1, 1 into 1, 1. Got it? Yes. 2 power 1 value is 2, 2 into 0, that is 0. Okay. And next 2 power 3, 2 power 2, 4, 4 into 0, 0. Okay. So if you add this, you are getting 65. Likewise, computer can understand your ASCII codes. Okay. So ASCII code, what is the ASCII value of a capital A to Z? Capital A is 65, capital B is 66, capital C is 67, D is 68, and so on. Capital Z is 90. And suppose if I want to represent with a small a to small z, small a starts at 97, small b starts at 98, small c starts at 99, and small d starts at 100, and so on. Small z is of 122. So for this you just write down your name. For example, I am taking it as SMC in small letters, so I am taking the ASCII value. Okay, if I am taking the ASCII value, okay, what is the ASCII value of I am taking it as a small SMC or capital SMC, it is left to you. Let me check once again the ASCII chart. ASCII chart. Here the ASCII chart codes is exist. Please, for your understanding purpose, I am taking that ASCII value. Okay. For you just see capital A starts at 65 and capital Z ends at 90. So by using the ASCII we can represent 256 characters. I already told you, right? So this is the representation of ASCII table. Okay. This is the representation of ASCII table. Okay. So by using this you are representing. Okay. So you can represent 256 characters, ASCII characters. By using this ASCII characters we are identifying individual key things. Okay. Let me see. This is ASCII characters. Getting confusion. Don't want to get confusion. Let me see here. Yes, you are seeing here. Okay. You are seeing in decimal it is a 65, octal. You don't get confusion. We want all these things only. 65 to 90. Capital Z. Small a 97 to 122. Small z. Okay. Now if you are representing the digits, what is the digit 0? 0 starts at 48. Okay. So please observe here, capital A to capital Z, we have to understand this. It starts at 65 and ends at 90, and small a to small z, it starts at 97 and ends at 122, and it if you are using the 0 through 9, it is 48 to, what is the 48 and ends at 57. Okay, it ends at 57, right? So I'm writing now, I'm taking the table for your understanding purpose. Inserting table, yes. So capital A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, W X Y Z. Okay, so this is the our alphabet. It is equivalent code is 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. Okay, in the same sense, you write down this table in your notes and try with your name. Okay, and small a, now I am taking as a small a, small a is 697. Okay, small b right, like you write and you just check it. Okay, write down your name and identify your ASCII codes and convert into binary. So how to convert the number into binary? Take the code and divide it by 2. Okay, each character you have to divide it by 2 and you are getting like this, and this is the binary equivalent. It is understood by your computer. So whenever we are typing all this information, these compilers as well as a translator entirely translate our binary value into ASCII code and ASCII code into binary code. So that is why these translators are very essential. So in this we have seen, in this program we have seen that we are not getting an error, because if you are using that if you are using here, it is a character data type. Yes, the character data type you have stored the W. If you use control string as a %C, it directly displays it as directly display it as %C, then it will display as W. Okay, so it is displaying W. Suppose if you make it as a %D, if you make it as a %D, then if you display the value of A, then it will display its equivalent ASCII value. Okay, the ASCII value of W is 119. Clear? Yes. Good. Okay, suppose if you are using the number, for example, I have stored here it as a 58. Please observe here. Sorry, here 5. It is not stored. 5, no storing. 5, 8. It is one character, right? If I store it and compile and run, if I run it, it is showing it as a 53. Why it is a 53? Because we have stored 58. If I make the value as 9, please observe, let me check 9. If I understand the 9, it will give as its equivalent character code as 57. So that is the end of our program. Okay, so that is the usage of character data type. Hope you have understand this concept. We will continue in next class.